You press the power button on your HP laptop and nothing happens. No lights, no fan spinning up, no logo, nothing at all. And your mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario, that the whole thing is dead and you're about to lose everything on it. Take a breath because here's something genuinely reassuring. Most power issues on HP laptops get resolved in under 30 minutes with nothing more than the troubleshooting steps I'm about to walk you through. And in most cases, the cause comes down to one of just three things: a depleted battery, a loose power connection, or a system that simply needs a hard reset to clear itself out. So let's go through this properly, starting with the fastest fixes and working our way through everything else, in order so you don't waste time jumping around. The very first thing to try before anything else is a hard reset, and this single step genuinely resolves a surprising number of power issues on its own. Turn your laptop off completely if it shows any sign of life at all. Unplug the AC adapter from the wall and from the laptop itself. And if your specific model has a removable battery, take that out too. Then press and hold the power button for a full 15 to 30 seconds. What this actually does is discharge any residual electrical charge sitting in the system, essentially clearing out a stuck state that can prevent the laptop from starting even though nothing is technically broken. Once you've held that button down, plug the power adapter back in, reconnect the battery if you removed it, and try powering the laptop on again. It's honestly worth trying this step twice if the first attempt doesn't work, since sometimes it takes a moment for that residual charge to fully clear. If the hard reset alone didn't do it, the next thing to check is your actual power connection, because a surprising number of no power situations come down to something this simple. Look closely at where the adapter plugs into the wall outlet and make sure that connection is fully secure. Then check the connection point on the laptop itself, since a cable that's even slightly loose or wobbling can prevent power from reaching the system at all. While you're checking this, look for an LED indicator light on the power adapter brick itself. Most HP adapters have one, and if that light isn't lit up, it's a strong sign the adapter isn't getting power from the outlet. So try plugging it into a completely different wall outlet to rule out a dead socket. Many HP laptops also have a small charging LED right near the power port on the laptop itself. And depending on your model, this should glow white, amber, or green when everything is properly connected. So check for that too. If you don't see that light no matter what outlet you try, there's a real chance the adapter itself has failed, and testing with a different, compatible HP charger, maybe borrowed from a friend or bought cheaply as a spare, will tell you fairly quickly whether the charger or the laptop is the actual problem. Now let's talk about the battery specifically, since HP support genuinely lists this as one of the three most common causes across the board. If your laptop has a removable battery, take it out completely and look closely at the metal contact points on both the battery and inside the laptop for any signs of corrosion, discoloration, or physical damage. If you see any buildup, gently clean those contacts with a dry cloth or a cotton swab, being careful not to use anything wet near the electronics. Once you've done that, try plugging the laptop directly into the wall outlet with the battery removed entirely. And if it powers on that way, congratulations, you found your problem. The battery itself has failed and needs replacing, which is a pretty affordable and straightforward fix compared to anything more serious. If you can't remove the battery on your specific model, this same troubleshooting is still worth ruling out by simply testing with different outlets and cables first, since built-in batteries are less likely to be the culprit, but a depleted one can sometimes still cause similar symptoms. While you're checking hardware, it's worth mentioning overheating too, since this is a cause a lot of people don't think of right away. If your laptop was running hot right before it stopped turning on, some HP models will automatically shut down and refuse to power back on until they've cooled sufficiently, purely as a protective measure to avoid damaging internal components. If this might be you, set the laptop aside somewhere cool and give it a solid 10 to 15 minutes to fully cool down before attempting to turn it on again. And once you're back up and running, take a look at the vents to make sure they're not clogged with dust, since that's usually what causes overheating in the first place. Next, disconnect every single external device plugged into your laptop: USB drives, external monitors, mice, docking stations, all of it, since occasionally a peripheral can interfere with the startup process in a way that makes it look like the whole laptop is dead when really it's just one connected device causing a conflict. Once everything is unplugged, try powering on again with nothing attached at all. If your laptop actually powers on, meaning you see lights or hear the fan, but the screen itself stays completely black, that's a different problem entirely. That's a display issue rather than a power issue. To test this, connect your laptop to an external monitor using an HDMI cable if you have one available, and if an image shows up on that external screen, you know for certain that the power and the internals are fine, and the problem is isolated to the laptop's own display or its connection to it. It's also worth checking in a completely dark room since sometimes there actually is a very faint image on the laptop screen itself, just too dim to notice under normal lighting, which can point toward a backlight issue rather than a full failure. While you're testing all of this, pay close attention to any sounds the laptop makes when you press the power button. Specifically, listen for any beeps. Manufacturers use specific beep patterns to indicate specific hardware failures, and HP is no exception. So if you hear any beeping at all, note down the pattern, how many beeps, how they're spaced, and look it up through HP's official support site or HP Support Assistant, since that pattern will point you toward a very specific component that's failing, whether that's memory, the motherboard, or something else entirely. If your laptop powers on and gets part way through starting up, but Windows itself fails to load properly, you can try forcing your way into Windows Recovery to run repairs. Force the laptop to shut down 2 or 3 times in a row by holding the power button down during startup, and on that next attempt, Windows should automatically detect the repeated failures and launch into automatic repair mode instead of trying to boot normally. From there, you'll have access to options like Startup Repair, System Restore, and other recovery tools that can fix a corrupted Windows installation without wiping your files. If you've genuinely worked through every single one of these steps, hard reset, power connections, battery test, cooling down, disconnecting peripherals, testing the display externally, listening for beep codes, and attempting Windows recovery, and your HP laptop still shows absolutely no signs of life whatsoever, it's very likely you're dealing with a genuine internal hardware failure at this point, possibly the motherboard, the power circuitry, or another internal component that isn't something you can fix yourself. At that stage, your best move is reaching out to HP support directly, either through their virtual assistant or by signing into your HP account to connect with a live agent. And if your laptop still has an active warranty, that repair might not cost you anything at all. If this guide helped you get your HP laptop back up and running, do me a favor and drop a like. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people dealing with the exact same panic you probably felt when your screen stayed black. And if you want more clear, no-nonsense tech troubleshooting like this, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.